Hi guys, it's the vegan foodie girl, and today we are going to be making a marinated feta. This feta is super quick. It's made from tofu, but has a great taste and texture. It'll go well in all your cooked dishes, lovely on a cheese platter, great in a Greek salad. Smash it with some avo on some sourdough bread. So let's get started. This feta that I'm going to make is different to the other recipe on my channel. The other recipe is a salty, briny, very original tasting feta that tastes like the feta if you can remember eating cow's milk feta. That feta does take time to ferment in the fridge, so about 3 weeks. It's absolutely worth it and I recommend you try that recipe. But if you're after a feta that's really quick to make, or something that's nut-free, then this quick feta is the recipe for you. What we're going to need for our feta today is about 250 grams of firm tofu. It's got to be firm or extra firm tofu, and I've pressed it for about half hour in some paper towel under some heavy weights to get rid of as much moisture as possible. So about 250 grams. We're going to need 2 different sorts of oils, 130 grams of extra virgin olive oil and about 120 grams of either vegetable oil or canola oil. We will need 40 grams of red wine vinegar and 2 tablespoons of Rejuvelac. I've got a recipe, I've put a link above for the Rejuvelac, but if you don't have Rejuvelac, then just use some extra red wine vinegar. But Rejuvelac gives it more of a briny, sort of original flavour. We will need half a teaspoon of crushed garlic or half a clove of garlic crushed, half a teaspoon of whatever mixed herbs you've got. In here I think I've put oregano, sage, parsley and basil, a teaspoon of salt and some black pepper to taste, and also a chunk of red onion. So less than a quarter, just a good wedge of red onion. So this is really simple to make. What we're going to do is we're going to pop everything but our feta and our onion into a bowl. So in goes our extra virgin olive oil. In goes the vegetable oil. In goes the red wine vinegar. In goes our couple of tablespoons of Rejuvelac. Our garlic. Mixed herbs, almost lost the lot. And our salt and pepper. Then we're going to give that a good whisk just to combine it a little bit. The next step is to pack our tofu and our red onion into the jar that we're going to be storing this in. You want to break your tofu up sort of into like feta-sized pieces or bite-sized pieces. You don't want them too small because you don't want them to disintegrate, but nor do you want them super chunky either. So just sort of bite-sized, feta-sized pieces. It's my cat eating its crunchy biscuits behind us, sorry. They always decide to come in and eat the crunchies when I'm recording a video. Beautiful. This is going to go into our jar. Alongside our onion. I normally just give that a little bit of a shake just to mix up the onion and the feta a little. And then what we're going to do is we're going to pour in our oil mixture. You want to make sure you get all of that oil out. It's really important that your feta stays covered in the oil. If you are using it over the next few weeks and you find that you've taken out a bit of the oil, just top it up with a little bit more oil. Give that a little bit of a gentle mix around, poke our feta down. This now needs to sit on the bench for about 8 hours. If you eat it before that, it's just going to taste like subtly flavoured tofu. You do need to let it develop the flavours. This will keep in the fridge for 3 to 4 weeks as long as you keep it covered in oil. Just make sure as you're eating your feta that you are replacing some of the oil on top. So I'll leave that on the bench for about 8 hours and then I'll store it in the fridge. Another great way to store your feta is in one of these jars. So these jars are great because you can keep the product below covered in oil. So your feta is always going to be covered in oil. Then when you want to get out some of your feta, you just turn it up the other way, your oil will drain out and you'll just be able to take out your bits of feta and onion that you want. I'll pop a link below for where you can find these jars, but they're pretty easy to come across these days. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video, guys. If you have, please give it a like and subscribe, and I'll see you back in the Vegan Foodie Girl kitchen next time.